the Pick-6 podcast, talking all things NFL.
Looking forward to this weekend, the championship games. Who will be at Super Bowl 56 at SoFi in Los Angeles? Who will be going home thinking what could have been? I was 0 for 4 last week as the unpredictable NFL. I fancied the Titans number 1. I fancied the Packers. I fancied Tom Brady, although I said they are beat up and the Rams could do it. And I said Bills, and none of it happened. So I got
one right.
There we go.
I got one right. So I had Titans. I had the Packers. I actually got the Rams right.
You did. And
then I had Bills. So yeah, when I woke up Sunday morning, I was like, oh, that's my accumulator gone already.
So yeah, we're actually going to talk a bit about our betting. We'll probably go for another like 5 minutes, almost an hour long this, which is great because it's gone so fast. But we'll start in the AFC Championship game Sunday at UK at 8:05. I don't really want to convert that. 3:05 Eastern, noon West. There you go. Because I'm smart like that. Quick maths. The Chiefs are 7-point favourites going into this game, and they are odds, the evens for that. Actually, that's pretty good. And the Bengals you can get at 5 to 6 odds on. So yeah, I fancy the Chiefs in this game. Obviously, the Bengals, as we discussed, don't have an offensive line.
Yeah,
you can't go into Arrowhead. You can't win 2 games back to back if you've got sacked more than 5 times. Burrow's a brilliant quarterback, but Mahomes he's just bloody special. And when you've got Kelsey, you've got Hill, you've got Andy Reid, he's the guru. He's been here, done it all before with Eagles. He's and you've got Zach Taylor, who, to be honest, I don't really even know his name till about a few weeks ago. He's not before Burrow. People thinking he's gonna get fired, and now he's in the FC Championship game. So before a quarterback, if you think he'll get fired, and it'll probably it'll calm down in a year or two, and you'll probably still be fired anyway. But I fancy the Chiefs, and I do like the 7-point advantage. Even as hot as the offense can be for the Cincinnati Bengals, I just feel the Chiefs can just pile points on you, and odds on 1-to-1 for every pound you put on you, pound you get back is pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs at a 7-point favourite. I'd put that on. And for a first touchdown, I mean, you can't look past Jamar Chase, obviously. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins' last touchdown, no. I'm just having a look through a few of the bets. Probably should have got this up. This will be part of my research for next week. Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, 300 passing yards each at 3-to-1. I'd definitely lump a tenner on that.
That's definitely one I'm going to be looking at anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, who do you fancy in this game? And
so I mean, I'm with you. I obviously fancy the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be a lot better of a game than we think. Like, if you look at the map, I know it's week 17, and normally, teams in week 17 are already in the playoffs. They'll rest players and things, but the Chiefs did play their first team, and they kept Kelsey and Hill to 65 yards in total between them. If
they'd have won that, they'd have been the number 1 seed. The Chiefs, so it didn't cost them that. It wasn't a nothing game.
Yeah, so they have got an underrated secondary, the Bengals. Obviously, they don't. The pass rush isn't great, but even if you have a good pass rush, are you going to get to Mahomes? Because he'll see you coming and get out of the pocket anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's more about making sure he's not got that open looks, or he's got to do something spectacular to find someone. So if they've proven that they can keep Kelsey and Hill quiet, then he's got to go to somebody else. And when he gets down to that, the Chiefs have got weapons and weapons and weapons. Like, that's not a problem, but if you can try and keep Kelsey and Hill, it'll give Bengals a chance to at least keep it, within a smaller window. And hopefully, if they just play out of their minds and Burrows doesn't get sacked as much as he does, then we could actually have an upset. But I am going to take the Chiefs because obviously I'm not crazy. I will ride an underdog story if I believe in it, and I do believe in the Bengals. But
I'm rooting for the Bengals.
Yeah, but 3 points. I think it's only going to be either a 3-point or at least 1 score difference. I don't think it's going to be an absolute whitewash.
Wow, I
because,
was going to suggest 34-27 for the score. Perfect
yeah,
7
that sounds,
points.
because they're both going to score. Like,
Yeah.
Chiefs are no like unbelievable team on defense. They just go for we're going to outscore you. And
which you
that's,
should when you have
that's how they won the
Mahomes.
Super Bowl. They're going to outscore you. At the end of the day, that's what you got to do. You can either stop you scoring, or we'll just score more than you. No, so I can see a 1 score or just a field goal difference. My heart says Bengals, but it's got to be the Chiefs. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I just don't want to go 0 for 6 in the playoffs.
Yes.
So that's what I want the Bengals to win, but I've got to pick the Chiefs.
Sword.
Yeah. So if the Bengals do win, I'm happy. But
yeah, I'll happily take that loss as well.
I'll happily take this pick loss if the Bengals win, but I don't want to pick the Bengals and the Chiefs win. I'm just sad and sad. So
you know what we've got to do though. If we back the Chiefs and the Bengals win, we can't back the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because we're just gonna give them bad luck. We're just gonna have to go the other team no matter what.
So the second game, the NFC Championship game from the place the Super Bowl were held, the Los Angeles Rams and the 49ers. They are giving Los Angeles a 3.5 point favourites in this game, which I don't think I agree with. I think, given what happened at Week 18, the 49ers have been playing playoff football since Week 18. If they didn't win that Rams game, they were going home. They were going on their jolly holidays. They've been playing playoff football for 3 weeks now. They've been going to stadiums. They've gone to SoFi. They've gone to TNT Stadium. AT&T Stadium, and they've gone to Lambeau, and they've won all 3, and they've looked convincing in all 3. I'm going to go 49ers in this game. Yeah. I just think they are on a roll. Kyle Shanahan is on a roll again. I thought earlier this season, they were like 3-6 at one point, and then they went 7-1 in their last 8. It was a crazy. I just thought, the 49ers have really died out. They need to get rid of Jimmy G quick. It's a rebuild there. But then you start looking at that team, George Kittle, he's been very quiet in the playoffs, but it doesn't take a lot to get him going. Deebo Samuel, of course, is their main guy at the moment. I remember that NFC Championship game from a few years ago. It was Mostert, the running back, who just came out of nowhere, had a mad game, 400 yards, mad running, 4 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel can have, I'm not going to say he's going to get that many, but he'll have a big game. And that defensive front where you've got Bosa, Bosa is a bad man. He can cause some problems. As good as that offensive line is for the Rams, that can give Stafford some protection. I just think I'm fancying 49ers here, just because what you said earlier, when the pressure is turned up to boiling point, can the Rams handle it? And there's got to be a lot of expectations. It's their home ground. It'll be a home Super Bowl. I just think they're crack. Matt Stafford never been to an NFC Championship game before. It's different gravy. I don't think. OBJ's never been to one either. There's a lot of players on that team that will have the experience, and I think they're crack. And the 49ers will be playing the Chiefs once again. I didn't think at the start of the season I'd be saying that for the 49ers looked a long way away from this game. But they'll be back and they'll want revenge.
Right, so I didn't plan this because I've got my notes here, but nice little competition between us both. I'm actually backing the Rams.
Oh, wow.
So I think this game's going to be won and lost on the defensive lines. Like, you've got the Rams, you've got Donald, you've got Miller, and you've even got Floyd as well. But, let's not sleep on 49ers. We've got Armstead and Bosa, so I think it's going to be Garoppolo and Stafford. They're not going to have a lot of time on the ball.
No.
And the Rams are quite a long run. Like, they like a big play. They like Cooper Kupp getting right up there. And I don't think they're going to have that time to get that out. So it's going to be a lot of short runs. And I think it's going to be a big run game, run team game. And I think whoever can establish that run is going to win it for me. And I think that Rams, they run by committee, don't they? Right? They've got Akers, but then Akers isn't their number one. They've got Sony Michel.
I really like Sony Michel. I was shocked that the Pats got rid of him. Actually, he had a really good breakout year in New England, and I think he was part of their Super Bowl winning team against the Rams actually.
He was
year, and the year after he didn't have. I think he got an injury, and then he was just off to the Rams. But good pick up by them, especially when Todd Gurley fell off the face of the earth somehow. Sitting on the Falcons bench now for the rest.
Very
of the
weird that, wasn't it? Because he got his big contract and then he had that arthritis in his knee and he was just done for. But I know running backs don't have a long career, but he looked like he was entering his prime and had like 2 or 3 years maybe at the level he was at, and then he would start to slowly drop off. Like Saquon Barkley, he was bloody brilliant, but this year, I mean, it was his first year back from his ACL, but he's not looked the Saquon Barkley that he was. But I think, so going on what I was saying, like, the only thing that's like taking my confidence away with the Rams is just a bit like Akers. Like, are they going to trust him? I know they did because they put him straight back in it, but then he fumbled again. So he fumbled on the 2-yard line, and then I thought, right, so the McVay can either be a really good coach here and just put him straight back in and say, right, doesn't matter, keep going, you've done well. Then he did it again, and it could have costed them because they give up good field position to the Buccaneers there. So if he has a good week and he doesn't let this eat him up inside, and he comes out on Sunday and he has a good couple of runs, keeps hold of the ball, confidence is back up, then I'll feel confident by the Rams. But I am going to say Rams by at least 1 score. I think it's going to be close like the other one. I think we're getting to that point now where you're not going to get a blowout win. Like, I know Chiefs look like they could just absolutely blow the Bengals over, but the Bengals won't be there if that was going to happen. They won't be in that round of the playoffs. And it's also the 49ers. It's just the 49ers for me. The only thing that's letting me down is Garoppolo. Like, he's not. That's my biggest concern. Like, I know, like Brady, like there was that old thing about he threw his toys out the pram and he went to the owner, didn't he? And
I don't want him here.
He went to Kraft and was like, I'm going to leave if you don't get rid of Garoppolo, and then he was traded, and Belichick was annoyed about it. But did Belichick see something in him that we've not seen with the 49ers? But
I've got an interesting question for you.
He looked good in his first year, didn't he? When he signed for the 49ers, you thought, you know what? He is the real deal. You know, he is good. And then he had that injury,
which Jimmy G has a lot of, and that's why I mean, it's crazy. Like his overall record, he's only played like 40 games or so in his whole career, which is crazy to think because he's been around quite a while. But I've got a good question for you actually, because I think I don't rate Jimmy G. I just think he's going to be carried for the second time in the 49ers to a Super Bowl by his superior teammates around. But Mac Jones or Jimmy Garoppolo, who is better? I know Mac Jones is a rookie, but would you put has it almost worked out for the Patriots now? You know, they've got rid of him, and Mac Jones is there.
So, like, if you ask him, if I could, so if I was the 49ers now, would I take Mac Jones? Or what are you saying, Patriots? So if I'm the Patriots, are you just like who's had the better season? Who would you prefer just going in the long run?
For sure. Yeah.
Matt Jones for sure. Like, you could argue that he's got Belichick, so he's gonna be good. But
Kyle Shanahan's
he just looks. Matt Jones looks like he's going to be their quarterback for the next 15 years.
You can't see that with Jimmy G because he does have his moments of madness, and he's got injury issues, which as a quarterback you can't have. You need to be there week in, week out. Like Brady never misses matches. Rodgers never misses matches.
No.
But yeah, I like how we're different. Set up a good competition. One of us go be smug next week when someone's at the Super Bowl. And the great thing is we don't know which one because I've not just done that to be crazy. I genuinely think the only problem I have maybe with the 49ers other than their quarterback is that mental fatigue. They've been on the road. It's been a long journey. You know, 3 weeks of hard football fighting, going down to the wire in every game. The overtime win against the Rams, Dallas almost getting the comeback, and then the crazy win against the Packers. But yeah, it's going to be hopeful. If it's half the weekend this was, we're in for a great weekend. It just needs to be half the weekend just to be a great weekend of football again. I can't wait for it. I'm just excited for Sunday. I wish we had one Saturday, one Sunday, just selfishly in the UK. Like, one 8 o'clock Saturday, one 8 o'clock Sunday. Just
Yeah, you
Just
have
so I
it
gotta
lucky,
stay up.
Americans, don't they?
yeah,
Americans have it lucky. They get to watch it like how we watch football here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they get to watch football. Like they get to watch
But
United
10
or
o'clock in
City.
the morning.
Yeah, having a beer at that time. It's for life. But it's going to be a great weekend of football.
Being an NFL fan in the UK is never easy, but
It isn't. And
we keep doing it year after year.
I will be suffering at 6 o'clock on Monday the 14th of Feb, getting up for work after a 2 hours sleep. When
Oh, just to make you feel better, I'm off work, so I'll be all right.
you'll be able to celebrate the Chiefs winning once again. But this has been the Pick-6 podcast discussing all the things NFL. I hope you have enjoyed. It's been a good one. Thank you, Luke, for coming on, and you'll be seeing
Thank
more
you
of
for
us
having
too.
me.
Yeah, you'll be seeing much more of us too over the coming weeks and into the off season for the 2022 season. But until next week, when we will know who our 2 Super Bowl contenders are, I've been Connor. Thank you, and goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
There we go.